This project, for getting in on around 400 million, is going to produce about $3.2 billion in profit, or a little bit more than that. Hi, it's Andrew here from Underground Training. In today's Job Hunt and Mining Information video, we're going to look at how mining is all about the money, and we've got a really good example about a new mine being pulled out of care and maintenance to have a look at that. We've got a viewer's question to have a look at, and of course we're going to have a look at where the two places that employers need entry-level people. So in case you've been living under a rock, the two places that employers need entry-level people are in the hard rock, underground gold and copper mines around the country and exploration. But if you want a real long-term career, you're mad not to go past the underground jobs, and they're everywhere. They're all over the country. You just have to type underground into Seek to see them all come up. And the one thing that I'm amazed about is the number of people that have tried to buy an expensive resume that haven't got a result, that just can't seem to understand that the easiest way to get themselves a result is to learn how the employer's mind works. Never ceases to amaze me about how many people actually get jobs when they can talk to the foreman in the interview about what's going on and how to drive one of these trucks. It really blows me away that people think that they can just go and spend $800 on a resume, have no idea of what they're getting themselves into, apply, and it's all magically going to work out for them somehow. You know, we're not selling a dream, we're selling reality, and the reality is that they go through a lot of people, so educate yourself. And as you can see, there's heaps of jobs all around the country, and everybody's looking for people. But let's just jump back over to the Australian Mining for New Starters Facebook page. I loaded this up from the Kalgoorlie Miner, and that's a good page to follow. It's got a lot of relevant information, and this is all about Rox Resources reopening a gold mine that's been put into care and maintenance. So on Thursday, it said that it would start a 7-year mining program that would produce on average over 100,000 ounces a year, so in total over 800,000 at an all-in sustainable cost of under $2,000 an ounce. We used to call it the landing price, so that's everything, all the costs that go into producing a bar of gold or an ounce of gold, and so it's under $2,000 is pretty good. And if you do some back of the envelope calculations, you can work out pretty quickly that this project, for getting in on around 400 million, is going to produce about $3.2 billion in profit, or a little bit more than that. And it's no surprise that I read this morning, again on the Kalgoorlie Miner, that a day after they announced this, they already had $200 million roll in of the $383 million they needed to kick it off. So it's not going to be an issue to kick it off. And it's all about making money with this business. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise, that it's all about the money. And you need to understand that if you're in a situation where the employer that you're working for isn't making money, they're going to be looking at a way to make money. So at the moment, with the shutdown work and utility work and all that sort of stuff, they've got access to a lot of people coming in from overseas that are on working holiday visas, and they're screwing down the wages on that. If you're Australian or a New Zealander coming in, then you need to check out the hard rock underground jobs. This is where you're going to get your long-term career, and this is where you're going to get your mining job, and they're all around the country. If you type underground into Seek, like I said, you can find all the jobs come up. If you're interested in getting in, we also do this. We've got this page on how to get a job on a gold mine, and it just goes through and it identifies the jobs, so nipper, truck, diamond driller, offsider, ADGI, understanding how the mine works. It's got a good video here on how they're going to teach you how to drive a truck on the actual mine site. And then down here's one on how to redo your resume if you do the DIY package and don't get us to do it. But there's a lot of good information in there for people that want to get into the mining industry on a gold mine, because that's where you're going to find your job at the moment. And just to finish off, this is going to be a short video today. I just want to talk about a viewer's question that they sent in. Hi, I will start an entry-level nipper job soon, so congratulations on the job. Would the course be beneficial with learning the job, or is on the job enough? The course is extremely beneficial, and the reason the course is extremely beneficial is that unfortunately with learning on the job, You just don't know who you're going to get. And I recently did this video about who's going to train you if you drive a truck, and the same thing goes with who's going to train you if you go in nippering. You know, you're probably going to get somebody that's just been shown themselves. That's the reality of the situation in a boom when they pump a lot of people through. Or you're going to get somebody that's been passed over for promotion, you know, and either person carries baggage with them that you're going to have to navigate. And the easiest way to navigate all that is to know how it all works before you actually go. And that's why the DIY package is a really good option to do. It's got all the information in here that the employers want you to know. So you can click on any of these PDFs and go through it. And so if we click on basic mine site operation, it just goes into exactly what you need to know about how the mine works. It's got scaling, safety, all that sort of stuff. And then if you go into the actual specific nipper course, so if you click onto that, you'll see that it goes into the duties of the nipper, and it's a whole heap of different duties that you might be expected to do, and you won't be expected to do all of them. It just depends on your specific site to what specific duties the nipper is actually responsible for. Goes into watering down, general mining information, the tag board, information before going to work, safety representatives, the different types of mining. It just goes into all of that and gives you a really good understanding of how it all works, and it puts you in a position where you don't have to rely on the buddy to teach you everything. You've still got a really good idea of what's going on, and that just allows you to hit the ground running and become part of the crew in the shortest amount of time possible. And that's what everybody's after. Everybody's after somebody that they can train up quite quickly and have going by themselves and being a productive member of crew. So if you can do that, that's your way in. And you can use the training at undergroundtraining.com.au over here in the shop. The DIY package has got full instructions on how to redo your resume. 3-step plan package comes with a full resume service, and the work ready, you get a shift boss like myself to help prep you. So it becomes our job to make sure you've understood all the mining information. We do interview prep with you and just come up with a plan of where and how you're going to get in and help you work the plan. But as we've already talked about before, there's jobs just everywhere in the hard rock underground space around the country. Everybody's having to put people on. Nobody wants to because it costs them a bucket load of money to hire new starters, but everybody's got to. So this is your way in, and this is the area that you should be looking at. If you're trying to get into the industry, check out the training at undergroundtraining.com.au, and if you want to know more about how to get in, the phone number's at the end of the video.